I got cast because I told you a long time ago I worked in Ulysses in Nighttown, and Carroll O'Connor was in it, and I was friends with him and his wife Nancy Fields O'Connor, and he knew my work, and a wonderful man named Mort Lockman, who was very fond of me, and at the time, his lady of his life was named Lila Garrett, who is still a dear friend, and she's a very wonderful writer. We co-wrote a movie of the week for CBS called The Other Woman, and she's a very strong political activist, but they're no longer together. And Mort Lockman is now married to Natalie, and they have a lovely life, and he hired me, and with Carol's approval, to play Veronica. I think my name was Veronica. Well, she worked in the kitchen, she was cook, and she was drinking. And that's all I remember, because I think that was why I had one of those scenes where you call up and say, I'm an alcoholic on the phone, I want to go to the meeting or get help or something.
Can you talk a little bit about...
That's why actors always say, well, aren't you going to write me an Emmy scene where I get to burst into tears and call up and say, blah, 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 you know. So I had one of those, and I was very grateful, and I got a nomination. I didn't win anything, but the chicken was good at the event. Yes, I love Carol. I loved him. And so did Jerry, and he loved Jerry. He had Jerry on. Jerry did a few guest shots as Veronica's boyfriend. And I remember Carol directed several. He was a wonderful director, wonderful director. Actors loved him. And we were on the table in the kitchen, and Jerry was like attacking me or something, or in an amorous way, and saying, I love you, I smell your hair, oregano. And he mentioned all this food stuff. It was very funny. Yes, he was. He was probably dipping into old relatives like we all do, and old other parts of ourselves. But he was constantly having to answer that question to other people, and I think it bothered him after a while, because he was not like Archie Bunker. And he used to teach English when he was young. He knew all the classics. He was a wonderful actor.